third game, and I'm home early because I just got absolutely demolished by a 10-year-old, which really hurts. It was like playing Jonah, only a year older, and he was a lovely boy. So the only positive is that I'm glad he was a nice boy to win, and it all have made him have a nice evening, even if not me. Okay, so I'm white again. I start with e4. He plays c5. That's a Sicilian. So the idea of this is we're both going to get advantage. We're going to be asymmetrical. So we'll both have different strengths and weaknesses, and it will lead to a game that's aggressive and not likely to draw, less likely to draw. He plays d6 Sicilian. That's the same as me. Does this. He's playing what they call a Najdorf, Najdorf, after an Argentinian grandmaster. A6 is a very sort of high-class waiting move. It's very useful a lot of the time, and he wants to see what I'm going to do. My typical plan is this, castle over this side, attack down this way. Black will attack down this way. It's a race on both flanks, and we'll see who wins. He develops like this. I do this. Now, he's doing something wrong. He's doing everything on one side of the board. He's not bothering to develop his king side or get his king safe. It's definitely not perfect play, and the computer says it's not. But it's also a bit tricky for me because what do I play against? He hasn't started making weaknesses and doing things on the king side, so it's hard for me to actually attack him yet or do anything. I keep going with my normal plan. He keeps doing what he's doing. Now, I think what I should do is I shouldn't let him get what he wants, a massive attack down the queen side over here. I should probably change my plan and castle on the king side over here, not let him get what he wants, but instead I just sort of do my own thing. I follow my normal attack, in chess, a number one rule is don't let your opponent have what they want. If you know what they want and it looks in any way useful or good, stop them having it. And I'm not doing that in this game. I'm just letting him have what he wants. I'm also, my normal attack of this pawn forwards is now making this diagonal weaker so that if he ever opens it up, he's got a bishop hitting my rook. I can see this is bad in the game, but I do it anyway. I don't really know why. I think it's just wanting to stick to the opening that I know, even though that has gone. So it doesn't exist now. Okay. He keeps doing his thing. I keep doing my same thing. I'm attacking on that king side, even though there's nothing really to attack. His knight is coming back, and now he's got all these good pieces coming to the attack, and pawns coming down here. And I'd like my king to be over. I'd like my king to be probably over here, except I've made holes all the way through this. I'm in a bit of a mess. The computer still says I'm okay because the computer only sees the very best way to play. But I can't play in the very best way, and this is getting hard. So he's lining up pressure against my king. He's going to want to get his knights into here. I start to prepare to defend that. I do defend that. He lines up now. He's threatening to take this piece, and all of his pieces are doing something useful here. All of them, and they're all coming at my king. So this is really bad. I think quite a bit about the move which is actually best, which is this. Give up a piece for 2 pawns and cancel out his attack and play from there, like using the fact that I've got all my pieces out and he hasn't. It should take him some time to develop all these pieces, and the computer thinks I should use all my, even though he's got one extra small piece, he doesn't for the moment because he can't use it. So I've got to use mine quickly. And if I do that, I'm better apparently. Anyway, I don't do that because it's not my day. And I decide to sacrifice a pawn in the middle to try and take away some of his play. I thought he would take, I'm rushing a bit because I'm really not enjoying this, which is bad. He takes with the bishop, which is the right thing to do because now he's got a knight and the knight is threatening to come into here and I'm dead. This is all over. There is nothing I can do here to survive. He's going to plant a knight on here. He's going to defend it with a pawn there. His queen can come in here. He's going to checkmate me and I know that I'm dead. So all I can do is try to hope to mess things up a bit. I chase his knight there. He just retreats it. I try and get a piece more active, thinking that I might be able to get a check at some point that might help me with this bishop. He plants the knight just where we said. Now, believe it or not, I'm still not quite lost. The computer says I should ignore losing a rook for a knight because this knight is probably better than this rook and I could block off this. I could try something like this. Anyway, it's not my day. I don't do that. I try to save my rook, which is silly because I would love him to get rid of that knight for my rook. And then he attacks down here. He is threatening a checkmate. If the queen goes there with that check, it's mate. I cannot go anywhere. So I have to block it like this. His queen comes in to renew the threat of mate. I'm totally dead. I block that threat. He jumps in with another knight. He's now planning knight takes knight, and I can't take back the pawn. I can do one more thing. I can defend with the rook. I'm totally dead. I've just got to hope he does something really silly, which he doesn't. And now I have to run away. And here in this position, I resign. I can't take any more. I can take this piece, and then he can take this piece, and then I can do this, but I am so dead. I just can't handle playing this. I'd rather come home and have a beer. And here I am. So I've just got to pick myself up and try again tomorrow. But I'm not doing well. I'm half a point, 1 draw and 2 losses.